Welcome to the Insight series on personal well-being. Our question for this week is major daily health-related lifestyle choices. What about those reoccurring stressful thoughts? Number 30. Now, what about those reoccurring stressful thoughts? First of all of us experience stressful thoughts from time to time. It's part of being human. Those stressful thoughts can be associated with good things just as well as bad things. So the good thing might be like being asked to give a talk to a group of students about something that you're excited about. Or it can be connected to a negative thing like having an argument with a friend that ends poorly. The second point is the important thing is recognizing significant patterns. It's not the single event, it's really the pattern that really is critical. And there may be precursors to those patterns, and they may trigger those stressful thoughts, and we need to be smart about how we handle those. Third, there is a time in all of our lives when we need to talk to ourselves, not just listen to ourselves. And this is an important concept because we oftentimes are thinking things and we don't put any guide rails or limits or boundaries on those. So we have to have the ability to switch into an adult role and actually look at things and say, wait a minute, you're being excessive about this or you're being unreasonable about it, those kinds of things. We can learn unhealthy habits as we grow up, and those may be the kind of habits that are leading you into a lot more stressful thoughts than you actually should be experiencing. And we don't want those bad habits robbing us of our sense of well-being, which can happen. The fourth point is talking to yourself means you step out of your usual habit of mind and adopt a more adult stance. It's really like your adult self needs to talk to your child, the inner child, in terms of something that's going on around what you're experiencing as stress. This is particularly important with reoccurring stressful thoughts. A fifth, an example of this, talking to yourself rather than just listening to yourself, might look like this. You have a situation where you know you have a difficult conversation coming up with a family member. We'll just call that person X. You keep going over the worst possible outcomes and it scares you. To talk to yourself, you want to break the reoccurring thoughts, the stressful thoughts habit, and speak to yourself. You might say something in this situation like the following: I am an adult and I can express myself clearly. I know that I have a long-standing relationship based on love with X, and we have always worked out our differences. I don't have to scare myself. That habit is from my childhood, and I need to leave it behind. I know this is going to turn out well. So this is a kind of a mini vignette about this issue of changing your orientation from simply listening to your thoughts to actually looking at your thoughts with an eye for the adult versus the child role. The sixth thing is when we were children, we frequently got scared and often actually scared ourselves. And many of us carry this habit into adulthood and experience excess stress that diminishes our sense of confidence and our sense of well-being. Seventh and last point is I'd like to suggest that you try this technique next time you feel yourself getting anxious about an upcoming event or meeting. See if it can help you adopt a healthier attitude toward your life. However, if the stress doesn't seem to diminish over time and you use this technique multiple times, you might need to seek some professional help. And by the way, that would be an excellent choice in terms of doing good self-care for yourself. In summary, we all experience reoccurring stressful thoughts at times. Sometimes we keep thinking about them in an unhealthy way. At those times, we can scare ourselves and become anxious and stressed. All of us at times have to choose to talk to ourselves, not just listen to ourselves. Recognizing when our adult self needs to take control is an important well-being skill. Now, for more information on this topic, try using these terms or search strings in your web browser search engine. Tips for detecting stressful thoughts, stopping stressful thoughts, techniques for reducing personal stress, and another technique that is very helpful is mindfulness, which is how we focus on the present instead of any events coming up or issues in our future that might be stressful. Next week, we will be addressing the question, what about the importance of dressing for the weather? We encourage you to live well, live wise, live long.